make sure you following us on TikTok. I'm posting on TikTok frequently, and we would love to have you over there. It's so tough being a Charles Oliveira fan because it's like he can't catch a break. First, you lose your belt to Islam. Then you work your way into a rematch, you get injured. They put you on the shelf. Then you have to fight Arman. You lose that fight, even though you could argue that he won that fight. Well, then they gift you with a fight against Michael Chandler. You almost messed that up at the end of the fight, even though you was winning. Almost got knocked out. Now you finally get another title fight, and it's against Topuria, which I got some things to say about that in the first place. I think that Islam didn't want to fight Ilya. That's a whole nother topic, but I do believe that Islam would rather go up and fight JDM than to fight Ilya. Something about Ilya making Islam not want to be in the lightweight division. But anyway, let's talk about UFC 317 International Fight Week main event. The lightweight belt is on the line, and most people are under the impression that Ilya is going to win and win by finish and possibly win in the first round or two. Even on the countdown, Ilya kept saying, I'm gonna finish Charles and I'm gonna do it in round one. I mean, this is crazy. If he manages to do that, I don't even know what we say, because he's been saying stuff like this. Even with the Volk fight, he told us what he was gonna do, he did it. No, really with the Bryce Mitchell fight, at the time, Bryce didn't have all those losses, so it was more significant. But he told us what he was gonna do. He told us what he was gonna do against Volk. He told us what he was going to do against Max Holloway. He telling us the same thing against Charles. I never say count anybody out, but it's not looking too good for Charles. Things are looking grim. Even, and I know he always looked bad during the weight cut, but some of the photos that the UFC put out on their Twitter page, Charles looks drained and Ilya looks healthy. Now, some people are saying that Ilya's power won't translate to lightweight. He has a brutal knockout win at lightweight already. What are they talking about? And that was on short notice. So I don't think that'll be a problem, because the way he knocked people out at featherweight, it dang near looked like he a lightweight anyway. There's no way that power doesn't translate to a higher weight class. Now, if we was talking about Ilya at welterweight, things would get iffy, but I don't think that 10 pounds gonna make that big of a difference, especially with somebody like Charles who can be dropped. Now, obviously, he hadn't been getting knocked out or anything lately, but even in that title run he was getting dropped. Gaethje did drop him. Michael Chandler did drop him. Islam did drop him. I'm forgetting somebody. Who else? He was dropped in every last one of those fights. Dustin Poirier dropped him. So even in the fights he won, the chin was still, it's just his heart was there. He's more mature. He can deal with that pressure better. But the reality is, if Ilya lands one of those bombs, it's game over. There is no coming back. There is no resilience. There is no heart. The fight is going to be over. Now, I will say you got to put respect on Charles Oliveira's name. Maybe there's a slim chance that some kind of way he does mount a comeback and he's able to win this fight. And he obviously has ways to finish the fight. He has the most finishes and he has the most submissions. So he's a live dog. I think I saw a thing where he was plus 340, if I'm not mistaken. And there's some value there. He's a live dog, just because as a fan of Ilya, I could see certain holes in his game. Like, Max was really doing good in that fight in certain spots until he got caught. But Max was holding his own up until that point. Like, they was going tit for tat. And then Ilya just turned it up. Is Ilya that good to where he can bring the best out of somebody and then he can go to like that Super Saiyan, and the whole time the other person was, they were looking good, but Ilya really was holding back because he was waiting on the opportunity to finish them? That's a scary thing to imagine, but Charles has his work cut out for him. I don't know how he gonna do it, but I really don't like this fight for the simple fact that I enjoy both fighters. I like what Ilya's doing. I would like to see a world where Ilya can win and he can still chase down Islam. You going to welterweight, I'll be up there at welterweight. Or Islam goes up to welterweight and loses and has to come back down to lightweight. Oh, now you got to fight Ilya. Work your way into a fight with Ilya. I even like the prospects of Ilya versus Patty. That's intriguing to me. I don't know, there are just some fights with Ilya that just make me a little bit more interested. But Charles, obviously, one of the best to ever do it and fan favorite. I love Charles Oliveira. But the inconsistency lately, it's like, I would hate for Charles to win against Ilya just to backdoor and lose the next fight. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, we'll see what happens.